Howdy friends, I'm Jared. This is Omnivore Blade Works, and it's January 25th, 2021. And it's the shop status report time. Hopefully this year I'll do a better job of actually making these videos and blog updates on the right day, which is supposed to be the 25th. Here we go. This is basically just what's going on, and I'll just rant a little bit and see how it goes. All right, so first news is pretty big. I got the CNC mill operational again. I grew a pair of balls and I fixed my fixture, which means I did some thread milling, and so a little bit more programming and tweaking the work that I did before, which is a lot of work to program for this thing. Even though it seems pretty simple, it's a lot of time figuring out the best way to go after it with machine tools. So the underhook edges, I'm going to probably change the feed and speed a little bit because you can see the machining marks. I'm driving up and down that ramp pretty quickly with a 1/2 inch end mill with a 1/8 inch radius on it, bullnose end mill. Then these pockets in the head, you see that one right there has got a swirl mark where it plunged into quickly. So on the other side I changed that ramp angle so there's no swirl marks. Just sort of ramped in there, helix in there nice and smooth. And you can just see a little chatter marks maybe in the corners. I can't really tell through the camera if that's chatter or just reflections, but overall I'm pleased, and any of those imperfections will get hidden with sandblasting and with some coatings. Now the strategy for doing the finish grinding on these is to barely touch up the mohawk edge and then roll it so it's kind of like got a Scandi grind on the top instead of a, instead of a flat grind, it'll have kind of a Scandi grind. And I may also change that tool path so it thins it out a little bit more. We'll see. And then the axe edge, I just experimented with this radial scalloping tool path to see what it would look like. A lot of guys are just shipping them out the door with this type of machine mark on them, and I don't know if that's really a great idea for my particular tomahawk, because I think that having a smooth surface is probably better, and the coatings where that a lot of wear and tear is going to be on that axe edge, so I think that having that part of it smoother will enable the coating to stick better instead of having those pressure points when it goes through material. It might make it go through material better because there will be less friction overall. I don't know. I'm going to try it probably both ways. Do a cutting test to decide which is better. Another little problem on one of these tomahawks was around the lanyard hole, the chamfering. This one turned out perfect. But this one, the bolt that was holding the tomahawk down came loose during the program, and then it got chewed up a little bit on the outside part of it. So I noticed it when it was after it was too late, and so now I've got a chewed up looking pommel. And then on the other side, for some reason the program stopped at the very end before it had a chance to finish doing the whole profile of the tomahawk. And I thought it was done, but I got to put this one back on the fixture and finish doing the profile cleanup. Of course, the new logo position is actually in the steel, just one little front paw print for the possum, and I used VCarve Pro to program that tool path, and then I was able to load it onto my old Fanuc Bridgeport machine. So then after all those things on the metalworking side are done, there's going to be a little bit of grinding before heat treat. Then I've got to make some sheaths with the new sheath mold. This is the left side that's pretty much correct. I might try it again because there's some lines and stuff. And then wait a minute, that was the right side. This is the left side, so you can see it's missing the locking slot. And I might do locking slot on one, and then might do pinhole lock on the other, because some guys probably don't like the locking slot, and it might be easier to keep track of a pin or replace a pin if you lost it instead of the bungee cord thingy. So Here's the stack of tomahawks. I don't know how many are left. I think maybe about 35 or 40. And so that's the priority, is to get those all done and then have more blanks made and then get those done too, while I still have this fixture installed into the mill. And then make a new fixture so that I can tackle these swords with the CNC as well. So once I get on a roll, I think I'll be able to keep this machine running, and then probably need to wear through a bunch of tools before I move on to the next thing. I do have some steel that I'm going to be prototyping some interesting new designs with. I got some 1095 and 01 that I had from old projects. So I'm going to make some custom onesie twosie knives just for my own creative gratification. And then I'm also going to be grinding out these 3V swords and karambits and tontos just as soon as I can work up the mojo to get back in the grinding room. And that's about all I have for you right now, other than I also am going to have to finish upgrading my CNC router with a new table so that I can run the vacuum on it and run the sheath molds on there. I'm going to try to do the cutting out and drilling of holes of the sheath parts on the CNC instead of all by hand, because that'll save some time too, I hope, or it might just ruin everything. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to flip down. So I'm glad that I caught you, and I'm glad that you're being patient. If you've been watching and waiting for tomahawks to get done, you won't have too much longer to wait. Run all the metal, do all the metalworking, then send them out for heat treat, then get them back, sharpen them, coat them, slap handles on them, and then ship them as quick as possible until I run out of boxes. And then I'm guessing February, I think I'll be shipping, but no later than the end of March. So we'll just keep our fingers crossed, and I'll be working hard. All right, I'll be posting videos as I learn more and have more to share. Please check out the website blog page, maybe. SR, Self-Reliance Essentials. There's like a blog page on there. I don't have time to update the website, but maybe I will. All right, see you next time.